WNBA. Let's go. Fast break, no fear, we play to win. Strength and power, let the game begin.
Welcome, everyone. We're here with WNBA discussions from the East Coast to the West Coast, and I'm Grandma Mo.
And I'm Lisa DCT.
Okay, so what a week of basketball, huh, Lise?
Awesome. Loved it.
Yeah.
Up, down, up, down. I felt like I was on a roller coaster.
Yeah. Pretty much. So what was your game of the week?
My game of the week last night. And I went through every game. But let me tell you why it's the game of the week. First of all, when they played them, I looked it up on June 1st. They lost by 48 when they played.
They did.
And that was crushing.
Yeah.
And as a fan who always cheers no matter what, for them, it's going to be hard as a player. We know that, to come out thinking a team's going to say, hey, this is an easy win on the road. And Sun has been, for most of their games, a one-half team. It's like they sleeping on the bench the first half, and the second half they're coming to play and they bring it back, but they lose. Yeah. This game they played freaking all four quarters. I was like so impressed by Lacan. She's a huge addition.
Yeah, she played well.
It was a full team effort. They never lost their energy, which often you find with them, and they played full out every quarter. Ionescu, she was the whole team to me.
Yeah, she was.
Bombs. She was involved the entire game. You could say, hey, look, Connecticut only won because, Stewart was out. But, it's not a one-player team.
No.
I just think Connecticut dominated, and it was great to see. To be able to say, hey, look, we took care of the champs. It's got to give them something, especially when you only had 4 wins going in. Right. So the Connecticut Sun Girls got nice.
There you go. No, I predicted that they're going to win more games. They're a better team now than they started out. And it was funny because I was watching the game, and right in the beginning, the announcer said something about, Connecticut doesn't have anybody to guard Jonquil Jones. I'm like, what's Tina Charles? Did she chop liver or something?
Exactly.
I'm like, what was that?
Yeah.
I thought that was really strange. I'm like, Tina Charles is the second leading scorer in the history of the WNBA.
And it's funny that you say that, because every game they play, no matter, even if they're at home, the announcers are more for the opposite team than they are for the home team. I'm just be equal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's hard to hear. Can you imagine Tina Charles again? She was the team who's lost so many games. What am I out here hustling for? They can't even. Who's been banging bodies with Jonquil Jones all game long?
Yeah. It was right in the beginning of the game. It was in the first quarter, and I heard that, and I went, "Okay, I'll bet that announcer thought after she said that, she probably thought, oh, wait a minute, Tina Charles."
Tina Charles came up to her after the game. Excuse me.
Yeah. And then. Like New York was just, Sabrina wasn't getting help from anybody.
No.
It was like Phoebus she scored like 4 points. Cloud, she
got whacked in the eye at one point. I don't know what happened. They brought her to the bench.
Yeah, but you know what? Connecticut has weapons now. Lacan's playing good. Mabry's starting to get her feet under her. What's her face? Sonia Rivers. You have Tina Charles, and Nelson Adota played well too.
Not that I'm going to be talking to Rivers any day soon, but the thing I would say with her, she's awesome. Young kid.
She's a great athlete. Yeah.
Just lost her mom. She second guesses herself. She's so fast.
She's a rookie.
She should take it to the rim, and she's, dishing it off because she doesn't want to. I don't know. She got to get a little more underneath her, but I wish she would take more chances. She's great if she steals the ball and takes it down the court for a layup.
Right. Yeah, no decision there. It's just go all the way. Yeah. Right. I'm seeing the same thing with Janelle Salon from the Valkyries. She's also a rookie. And I see that with her, like, just get the ball. I mean, because she's 6'2", she's got a strong body. Just go to the hoop and get the foul. But she'll do a
Exactly.
turnaround fadeaway, or she'll do this like hezzy move, and I'm like, just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she'll learn that. That's a rookie thing. So
Yeah.
my game of the week was the late one last night, the double overtime Seattle and
That's fantastic.
Sparks. What a game. Oh my
Woo!
God. That one was just terrific. It was, and NECA, 37 points for NECA. She has been carrying Seattle.
She has.
There, all those games where Seattle shot like crap, she was the only one shooting well. I because what was their last game? Because they lost 2 games this week. It was
Right.
like Seattle's been losing, and I thought they might lose this one because I when I was previewing the week, I thought, uh-oh, Seattle could lose this one because the Sparks are getting better, and they got Cam Brink back,
Yes. Can't
and she
believe
had
it.
like 5 blocks. Cam Brink had like 5 blocks.
I know. Doesn't that look awesome? I want to
Well,
do
that's
that.
her thing. It's like Ezzy Maglagor in Seattle. She's a blocker. Elizabeth Williams is a shot blocker on Chicago, and she's just getting so hidden there in Chicago. She could because she's a really good player, and she's getting like overshadowed by Reese and Cardoso. But
Right. Well,
she's a really
Reese,
good post player.
Reese is on the
So,
bench last night. They seem to be taking days off. I don't know. She probably had some kind of injury, but I see that
yeah,
on a
she hurt
lot
her
of
back.
teams. I
She
see it
hurt her
on a
back
lot
and
of
then she came back for one game and then went right back out again. Yeah,
right.
both the Chicago Valkyrie game, both teams were down to their bench players. I mean, we had like 3 or 4 bench players starting. And, I mean, Temi only played half the game. She's one of the starters. The only one that actually played the whole game was Burton.
No.
I'm worried about her now. It's like, oh my God. I mean, she's been healthy, but we need to
Well,
get some starters back.
yeah, that's why August, I think it's 7th, there's going to be a bunch of trades coming up. Who knows who you're going to get or somebody to help you out or who would you want?
You know,
Pick
to
anybody. Who
trade,
would you want?
the Valkyries themselves have been through so many roster changes. I would say, keep it let the team gel the rest of the way. Because
Right,
we were really gelling before Eurobasket, and then we had that whole
right.
loop of players, and then they came back. So we've been, you know, trying to gel from there, and then
Yeah,
people have gotten hurt, and it's like, ugh. But I was hoping to get Chloe Bibby back, but
I know.
I knew once Indiana saw her, I was like, oh.
She was
And
awesome
then
last
she
night.
was in, they put her in, she hits 2 back-to-back threes, and then they took her out.
That's how we needed you for. Have a
Oh
seat.
my God, let her play. She just nailed
Exactly.
2 3-pointers for you. Like, I just shook my head at that. But, they ended up winning anyway, so it didn't really
Yeah,
matter. But
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Chloe Bibby,
I did not know about, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did
you're
not
fine.
know about the Sparks game until this morning. And
Yeah, it was on really late.
I'm
It was
watching
really
it and
late.
I'm like, oh, overtime. Yeah. Double overtime. Holy crap. I was so
Yeah,
invested. That's
yeah,
the only bad thing. If I could say anything to Kathy, I'd be like, Kathy, can we not put 4 games on at the same exact time? I'm
yeah,
bouncing through, but it's frustrating, especially if you wanted to see 2 matchups. You got to wait till the next day. I
yeah.
want to see it live.
Yeah, especially on the East Coast. On the West Coast here, it's 4:30 for us.
Right.
So the late game is 7. So it's not, but still, I mean, that game didn't get over till it was way after 10 when
Yeah.
that game got over with. So, I mean, it was late for that, and then I had to, I was watching part of it, but I was doing the videos of the other games at that time. So I would kind of peek in. I'm like, oh, it's tied. Uh-oh, this one's a barn burner, and then I
Yeah.
had to go back and watch it again. But um, just wonderful game that was. Just,
A lot of games over 100 so far this season. Not a
yeah.
a good few that they're ticking over the 100 mark.
Well,
That's pretty
I've
good.
been thinking about that and going, well, is this just bad defense or teams shooting well? But when I review games, I look at the shooting percentages, And there have been quite a few games over 50% shooting
Yeah,
as a team for the whole game. That's going to score a lot of points. So,
yeah.
but it's
No,
been more and more. But the other thing is that players are getting tired now. So, it's like the dog days of summer in baseball.
exactly.
This is the
No,
dog
they
days
are.
of the.
You could see it. You just got to dig down deep, but it's
Yep.
hard. It's hard when
Yep.
you're traveling, and it's easy when you're home, but when you're traveling, it could wear on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So what was your player of the week?
My player of the week I actually had two, but I'll give it to the first one. It's uh Mabry last night had a double double, which was great, and she played awesome. But I without Nelson Adota on both sides, hitting shots, blocking shots. I think at one point she had like two blocks immediately in a row. And I'm
Yeah,
like, she was just so essential to that win. So I gave
she
her,
was.
the player of the week simply because each game, it's getting a little bit better.
Right.
And Morrow was really good. They're meshing. If she's not blocking someone, somebody else is snagging it. It was just really good. It was good to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely improving. Connecticut is definitely improving. And someone in my on my channel, they were made comments, oh, Connecticut's not going to win any more games. I go, yeah, I think they are. And they were doubting that. And I like, they look a lot better than they did. And they have, a pretty deep bench. And if they as long as they stay healthy, they got Marina Mabrey back. She can score a bunch.
Yeah,
As
and
long as
she
she
did.
doesn't do that 1-on-5 stuff, then
Oh,
she,
and she didn't last night. I
yeah,
mean,
she's
a
not.
lot of her
Yeah,
points were in the paint, and I was like, oh, thank God. I mean, let's not just chuck it up for three. Chuck it.
right.
Plus it's boring, and
Yeah,
it's
it is. I
not
hate
a
when
good
teams
way,
do that.
not a good way to play,
That
basketball when you have other members on your team.
that was Phoenix. Not so much threes, but it was
Yeah,
1-on-5. Copper was going 1-on-5 there periodically. And I
yeah,
thought, well, you're losing by like 30 here.
yeah,
You might want to change what you're doing.
yeah,
And yeah, Phoenix is such a, they're well, let me get my player of the week. I
yeah,
went back and forth. I mean, you could easily give it to Sabrina. Sabrina's been carrying New York.
yeah.
And
It
but
has.
the other player that's been carrying a team, even though they haven't won all their games, I went with NECA this week.
Yeah,
NECA Bumake has been terrific.
she
She
has.
has just been holding that team together. And, Skylar Diggins has been on and off, but Gabby Williams has been on and off. Erica Wheeler's been pretty steady, but NECA has been just, she's scoring 20 plus points a game. Last night she had 37.
Yeah,
She's been getting
that's
double
amazing.
doubles with rebounds and just a consummate professional. And just, I wanted to give it to her this week. I mean, you could give it to Fee, you could give it to Asia Wilson didn't play as well this week, but they only had one game, I think.
Yeah, they're
Maybe
playing tonight. They're
they're
playing
playing
against.
tonight, but they're playing Minnesota, so
Yeah,
I'm hoping Minnesota beats them because then the Valkyries are jump them in the standings.
yeah.
And I think we're actually ahead of them, even though we're tied. But yeah, then we have to play Vegas back to back. So I'm hoping we have to play Vegas tomorrow. So it's a back to back for Vegas. So they have
Wow,
Minnesota and then the
actually,
Valkyries.
yeah,
And I am hoping that Minnesota really tires them out. So, and
and they
then,
will, and they will.
yeah, they will. They
You know,
will.
they're going to push their offense. That's what they do. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So they'll be tired for tomorrow's uh the game tomorrow against the Valkyries. So that's what I'm hoping. And then I hope the Valkyries have their players back
Yeah.
because we didn't have Tiffany Hayes, we didn't have Zandalicini, and then Mo Billings has been out. So that's a lot of rebounding there that we're
Now,
missing.
Tiff Hayes has been in the league a very long time. Okay,
Yes, she has.
she came to Connecticut when last she was at Connecticut Sun. She retired, and then she came out of retirement to play with the Aces, and then
Aces, yep.
she goes over to the Valkyries. But I have to say, I mean, she used to be more. What's the word? I don't want to say she was a flopper, but I mean, she was much more animated. she's much more reeled in now, I
Yeah.
think, than she used to be. She's energetic. I'll give you that.
Oh, she has
She's
a great first step. She blows right by people, even at, what is she, 35 or 36?
Yeah, she's
Something
up
like
there.
that.
In,
Yeah, she
in,
blows right by. And I think about if she didn't break her nose, I mean, she still has to wear that nose guard. And at one
Batman.
point in the game, she didn't play yesterday, but the game before, the nose thing flew off and she just threw it at the bench.
I
And then,
did
of
not see
course,
that.
yeah, so then we have our surprise of the week. My surprise, the stupid green object. Who
It is.
brings
So,
something like that to a game?
well, that's my thing. I'm like, you know, first of all, I was calling it throwing a lime green man schlong. First of all, now you're banned for life. Now you're going to be arrested. Where did you hide it to get it in? You
Yeah,
could have freaking hurt somebody, you
yeah.
dumbass. It's like I never could ever imagine anybody throwing something. What if we become as a society where you have to throw something? Somebody could have got hurt on the
Oh, it
balcony.
almost hit Burton. It
You know what I
almost
mean?
hit Burton.
They
And
were
she,
all like, "What's that?"
yeah,
And then they started laughing.
yeah.
Some lady like came over with a towel, like it was, like something nuclear waste or whatever, and I'm like, Jesus. I think it happened again.
It did happen again
Like,
in the game last night in Chicago. It
geez,
just didn't make it onto the court. It was under the basket. It was someone grabbed it right away. But it was
that
and
was
it was a lime green one too.
that's it. That
I
it
saw
is.
it. I went,
I'm thinking to myself, is it because this whole year has been like Wicked night? And last night, last night it was in Connecticut. Wicked. Somebody sings during, I guess, the halftime, and I'm
yeah.
thinking lime green. What is that? It's like me throwing this thing. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It really is. I mean,
It
come on,
it was
stop that nonsense.
I don't even know if they caught the person that did it.
You
Because it was
can't.
such a shock. Everybody. And then what's the other thing isn't that a bench technical? When the crowd throws stuff on the field or the court?
Don't even know. What are we
They
going to
didn't
call?
call it.
We're going to call it Schlongate. We got to try to find the person that brought this. Like I said, they check all your bags and they
Yeah.
check everything.
Yeah.
Where's this person? Think about it. No wonder why they picked that up with a towel. Where the hell
Yeah.
they'd have this to check it in? Yeah, that was ridiculous. And I hope the person, they should put their name out there. It's like, aren't you embarrassed that?
Yeah, you'd think so. Like, I mean, it was funny. Like when you saw what it was like, oh God. And I started laughing. I mean, it was
Yeah,
funny, but it's
yeah.
just like, and then you start thinking about it, like, what kind of idiot does that? Like, what are you thinking?
Now,
Just,
I was thinking more like yeah, it was funny, but if that hit somebody,
I know.
it's in the middle of play. They were
Yeah.
playing. It's just so ridiculous. Do it at halftime if that's the case. You want to but not in the middle of somebody playing a game. What a terrible.
Yeah. And then during one of the halftime shows, one of the, uh, I forget what game it was. But one of the halftime performers was doing like a cartwheel or something and nailed the mascot.
I saw that hit the mascot, laid him right out. Like, oh Lord. Hey, let me
Like,
peel
oh
you
my
up.
God, what else can happen?
Well, it could be worse. He could have got hit by Alyssa Thomas. He'd probably still be stuck on the ground in his. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a week.
Yeah.
What a
I mean, but like my playing surprise of the week is probably Phoenix losing so many games. Phoenix has been losing games
yeah.
and they had 5 losses like a week and a half ago. And their last 10 games, they are 4-6.
Yeah.
And they are just losing games and they got all their players back and then they added Bonner, but Bonner is not helping them at all. She has not added anything to Phoenix. They
Right.
were gelling so well. And then Copper came back and Satu Sabali came back. Oh, excuse me. And they've gotten worse. They
Yeah.
were really flowing. Loxa was hitting threes. Lexi Held was hitting threes. Sammy Whitcomb. Last night, Sammy Whitcomb had like 2 or 4 points.
Yeah.
And she only shot like twice, 2 or 3 times. It was like, what happened to Phoenix? And then they're not using, you had they're playing Atlanta, so you have Bree Jones. Was it Atlanta they were playing? Yeah, that was Atlanta. Like, and you went small ball.
Yeah.
What kind of coaching decision is that? Why wouldn't you have, don't they have Kalani Brown, don't they?
Yeah.
Why would you not put Kalani Brown in there just to offset, even if she doesn't score any points, put her on Bree Jones.
Right.
Like, okay, yeah, she's going to slow you down, but Bree Jones just killed you.
Exactly.
Like,
It'll kill you in more ways than one. I told you.
And then Mac wasn't even in the game. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, she did play, but it was like, okay, you have these bigs. What's the small ball thing going on?
Yeah.
It's not working for you.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the players, sometimes it's the coaching.
The players have to execute, but they're like putting them in that position. You're going up against
if you don't have the right players in, how's that help?
And Alicia Gray was hitting threes like it was going out of style. So
yeah, which she wasn't. She'd been very frustrated with herself as of late. So it was good that she had a good game, because I see Howard talking to her all the time. Like you go through slumps. What are you going to do? But Atlanta is just killing it.
Yeah,
and so the Valkyries, they're doing awesome as well.
Given what they have and all the injuries, yeah. I mean, Valkyries are. I was nervous. I thought, we could lose this game against Chicago. I thought Chicago took an 8-point lead, and I went, this could get away from us.
Yeah.
But I think the Valkyries at first were having trouble on the road, but this was a road trip, and they are 3-1 on this road trip. It's like one more. We got to go to Vegas, and then we're finally back at Valhalla.
Right.
It'll be. Thank you.
Just look how well, but that's great. Look, you were worried about how well they would do on the road, and they've done extraordinary.
They did well this road trip, but
they did.
They have a pretty favorable schedule coming up. I mean, there's still some tough teams they're going to have to play that they've already played, but I don't know.
I'm convinced that any team can win at any time now.
Like
if
for sure.
All, I mean, and again, going back to Connecticut, if they can play 4 quarters of basketball like they did last night, and I'm never comfortable. Even last night with a 12-point lead going with 5 minutes left in the game, I'm like, Lord, here we go. It only takes an SQ to get fired up.
Yeah. And they did get it to 4 at one point, didn't they?
They did. I was like, oh my God, here we go again, And, Mabry got a block from the back, which created a steal. And I was like, finally. Oh, hallelujah. Screaming in Connecticut.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So anything else?
The only thing I have to say is for play of the week. Oh, 2 things. I was shocked that the first career triple doubles for Jackie Young and Skylar Diggins.
Yeah.
That's amazing to believe.
Yeah.
How long they've been in the league. And good on them. But I was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
I was like, is that for real? You know what I mean? Because everybody seems like every day somebody's breaking a record. I don't know if you that it's like that. At least that they look at more categories nowadays than they did in the past. But I'm like, okay, first to achieve this, first to achieve that. But when you have 2 veterans that have been in the league, and that's the first time they got that. Of course, I think Skylar Diggins got it against Connecticut, but nonetheless, good on her. But I was like, wow, that's unbelievable. But the only other thing I wanted to say, because I did have a play of the week, and I know you watched this game, but Brittany Sykes, of course, you have to watch it twice, because one part of me, I was like, maybe she had her hand on her shoulders, but on her shoulders.
She did.
She blocked Sykes.
Yeah, that was a sky.
Oh my God, it was like
she elevated
a ladder. And not only climbing the ladder, but just smack that ball. And I was like, but I'm like, I think that could have been a foul. She got him
Yeah.
so high, she had to hold on to the girl. Like, what
Yeah.
is it? Emmy here? Emmy here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, that was that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that was she probably jumped about 3 feet in the air. It was she was way up there and it was a completely clean block, but
Yeah,
her offhand hit her right here.
yeah,
But they
I saw.
reviewed it, and as it turns out, Lucy Olson had actually hit her arm, hit Amihir's arm on the way up. So they won the challenge
Right,
because the foul got reversed on Brittany Sykes, but Amihir still got the two foul shots because Lucy Olson had fouled her before that even happened.
right.
So that's what that, yeah, but that was like, oh, like,
I'm like, oh my God.
yeah, that was a block's block. That
Yeah,
was just, she just skied. It was,
yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
It
And
was,
then like the whole Washington, they were all like, oh, that was clean. That was clean. But you could see on the replay,
yeah,
you could
I
see on
did
the
too.
replay, her hand hits her right here.
Yeah.
And so
I'm like, that's pretty awesome when you get up that high that you need somebody that you have to hang on
yeah.
to me a second. I'm a little too high.
I mean,
Yeah,
her whole head, she's what, 5'10",
yeah,
5'9",
yeah.
and Amihir's 6'3". She was a full head over Amihir.
Yeah. I was like, wowzer.
She's like
Crazy.
looking down at her and she's going, wham.
Ah, she hit that ball like she, lost a few bucks. I was like, wow, that's incredible. I
Yeah,
love
that was.
play anyway. She's great. But yeah, no, a lot of blocks this week, a
Yeah,
lot
there
of
was a lot.
big wins. Then they lose. It's like, what the hell? But
Yeah.
it was a good week. I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it was so much fun. I was just I get too nervous in the Valkyrie games though. It's like we'll get a lead and I'm just like, "Oh, come on, come on, come on." Like I'm
Yeah,
not comfortable either. Like we
no,
got an 8 point lead in Chicago and it was like, "Okay, come on. You're going to need more." And then they'll have an opportunity and they won't make the shot or they'll turn the ball over or something but that's a sign of a young team and
yeah.
I'm all, you know,
And
I'm
old
very aware of that.
and old watchers.
Yeah.
Because we're like, oh, come on, because we know that you
Yeah.
go ahead, you're with a big league and lead, and then all of a sudden it starts to dwindle down, and you're like, ah, crap, that's when
So
things come apart.
another thing I just thought of, they were talking about on one of the games. Someone brought up Veronica Burton as most improved player for the league, and I was thinking about that, and I'm like, she played for Connecticut last year and hardly got any playing time,
Yeah,
and here she is getting double doubles, and she's almost had a triple double twice, and she's been playing great for the Valkyries. It's like, can you think of another player that has improved more than her?
no,
Yeah. I
not
wasn't thinking about that, and they brought that up on the during the game, and I thought, oh, you
yet. and
know,
and
she might
sometimes,
get that hands down.
yeah, and sometimes, sometimes a trade is a great thing.
It is. It's
Yeah,
like some of the things that have happened because we've had so many. I mean, the Valkyries have had now 19 different players because now we picked up I don't know how to say her name, Kalaya or um what's her last name? She just joined the team yesterday. She
I
basically
saw
joined the
the
team and played. What is
yes,
her
I saw
James?
her name.
Oh,
Can't
I can't
remember.
think of her
I
last
saw
name.
it jump up that you guys had her.
Yeah, and she played for Dallas, and I was unaware. I'm going to have to do some research on her, but that's 19 different players,
Yeah,
and we're not even done with the season yet.
yeah.
And you just go, oh wow, I mean, it was really sad to lose Chloe Bibby. I was hoping we'd get her back, but it
I
was
know.
interesting. The minute it was released that Chloe Bibby signed for the rest of the season, then right after that we picked her up. And I thought, oh, they were waiting for Bibby. They were going to try and grab Bibby back and didn't happen. So
No,
anyway, I hope Indiana uses her well. They didn't the other
no,
yesterday.
they didn't.
She hits two put back-to-back 3-pointers within what, 30 seconds? And then all of a sudden she's out of the game. I'm like, you have someone shooting better
Yeah,
other than
have,
Kelsey
have
Mental?
a seat. And she's not on time restriction, so let her play the game.
I know.
Ah, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, they won anyway, but still, it was
Yeah.
like, gee, she was shooting well. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thrilled with her on the Valkyries, but we just didn't have room. It was like, okay, who are you going to cut? I mean, it'd be nice to have her now, but foreshadowing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what you were
Like,
worried about. You were worried that, she'd be there for the 7 day, and then they'll pick her up. And they
yeah,
did.
yeah,
So, I mean, she must find a fit there. So good on her.
yeah.
Hopefully this new girl works out, for you guys as well. But you guys are doing pretty good. But I don't want to. That was the other thing with the announcers. Oh, she's 18 and blah at the free throw line. Oh, we jinxed her. They did that like 6 times this week. I'm like, shut up. Stop saying that. You know what I mean? So I don't want to say
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You guys are doing very well. That's a good thing.
For what we have, they've other than a couple of games, I mean the Connecticut game where you guys blew us out, they were just jet lagged. I mean that was less than 48. That was like 36 hours
Yeah.
from the last game, and they had to fly there and then play a 10 o'clock in the morning game, West
Yeah.
Coast time.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this isn't gonna go well. I knew that wasn't gonna go well, but I didn't think that would happen. But
Yeah, I know.
they just were dead.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it happens. Everybody gets one of those games.
Yeah, they're gonna get one of those games,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
part of the sport. But anywho, it was a good week. And should we do
Yes,
this again next week?
we will.
Ah, awesome.